Let's dive into 10 animals that travel the furthest during migration. First up, the bar-tailed godwit. Migration distance. The bar-tailed godwit is famous for its incredible non-stop migration, flying up to 12,000 kilometers without resting. Migration route. It migrates from breeding grounds in the Arctic to wintering grounds in New Zealand and Eastern Australia. Record holder. This bird holds the record for the longest non-stop flight by a bird, a remarkable feat that takes around 8 to 9 days. Next, the caribou. Migration distance. Caribou are one of the few mammals that undertake long-distance migration, covering up to 5,000 kilometers annually. Migration route. They travel across the Arctic tundra topically, migrating in large herds. Their movements are driven by seasonal food and availability and calving needs. Migration patterns. Caribou migrations are among the longest of any land mammal, moving between breeding grounds, summer feeding grounds, and wintering areas in the far northern regions of North America and Eurasia. Number 3. Elephant seal. Migration distance. Elephant seals are incredible long-distance travelers, covering up to 12,000 kilometers annually. Migration route. After breeding along the coast of California and Baja California, they migrate to feeding grounds in the deep waters of the Pacific Ocean, primarily off the coast of Alaska and other cold water regions. Behavior. Elephant seals spend months at sea, diving to great depths to find food, particularly squid and fish. Then, gray whale. Migration distance. Gray whales make one of the longest migrations of any mammal, traveling around 60,000 kilometers round trip each year. Migration route. They migrate from their feeding grounds in the Arctic to their breeding grounds in Baja California, Mexico. This journey can take several months and involves a mix of coastal and open ocean travel. Behavior. Unlike many other whales, gray whales travel close to shore along their migratory route. Often seen along the Pacific coast, they are known for their remarkable endurance and relatively shallow migration path. Then, the humpback whales. Migration distance. Humpback whales travel up to 5,000 kilometers annually, though some populations migrate even longer distances. Migration route. They migrate between their feeding grounds in cold, nutrient-rich waters near the poles and their breeding grounds in warmer tropical waters. Behavior. Humpback whales are known for their complex songs and long migrations, which are driven by the need to feed in colder waters during the summer and breed in warmer waters during the winter. Their migratory routes are often coastal and they travel in small groups or alone. Then, the leatherback sea turtle. Migration distance. Leatherback sea turtles undertake one of the longest migrations of any reptile, traveling up to 20,000 kilometers annually. Migration route. These turtles migrate between their nesting sites on tropical beaches and their feeding grounds in colder, more nutrient-rich waters of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Behavior. Leatherback turtles are remarkable for their ability to navigate across vast oceanic distances, often crossing inter-oceans. They primarily feed on jellyfish and their migrations are key to maintaining the health of marine ecosystems. Then, the monarch butterfly. Migration distance. Monarch butterflies migrate up to 4,000 and 800 kilometers annually. Migration route. They travel from their breeding grounds in Canada and the United States of wintering sites in central Mexico. Along the way, they navigate through a variety of weather conditions, relying on environmental cues like temperature and the sun's position. Behavior. Monarch butterflies are famous for their multi-generational migration, where the butterflies that begin the journey do not live long enough to complete it. Their migration is one of the most extraordinary in the insect world, as they travel alone across thousands of miles and return to the same sites in Mexico after several generations. The salmon. Migration distance. Salmon can travel significant distances, particularly in species like the Chinook, which can migrate up to 3,000 kilometers annually. Migration route. Salmons are born in freshwater rivers, migrate to the ocean to grow, and then return to their birth rivers to spawn. This journey is called the andromous migration. The exact distance varies by species, with some traveling from inland rivers to the coast and others making oceanic migrations. Behavior. Salmon migration is driven by a combination of biological insects and environmental triggers. Then, when they reach their spawning grounds, they undergo significant physical changes and swim upstream, often facing obstacles like waterfalls and predators to lay eggs. Sooty shearwater. Migration distance. The sooty shearwater is one of the longest migrators among birds, covering around 60,000 kilometers annually. Migration route. They breed in New Zealand and travel to their feeding grounds in the North Pacific, particularly around the coast of North America and Asia. Behavior. Sooty shearwaters follow a remarkable migration route that involves crossing vast stretches of the Pacific Ocean. They are known for their exceptional endurance and ability to travel great distances over the ocean, often flying at night. Their migrations are topically tied to the availability of food sources like fish and squid. Then, the Arctic tern. Migration distance. The Arctic tern is famous for having the longest migration of any known animal, covering up to 7,900 kilometers annually. Migration route: Arctic terns breed in the Arctic and migrate to the Antarctic, where they spend their winters. Their route takes them through the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, and they essentially follow a figure-8 pattern between the poles. Behavior: these birds are renowned for their incredible navigational skills and stamina. Arctic terns live for several years, and during their lifetime they will accumulate incredible distances, often traveling further than any other species. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing insights.